folks. That's the one.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Kia ora team. So I have an article here I will leave in the description. You read it, come to your own conclusions as usual. But the cat is out of the bag. The amount Eddie Hearn had offered Luis Ortiz for the fight against Anthony Joshua on June 1st at Madison Square Garden is out. The offer was $5 million. 10 times the amount Luis Ortiz has ever been paid. 10 times the amount he got paid for his last title shot when he was unbeaten against Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now it kind of baffles me why they didn't take that deal. Do they think Anthony Joshua was that desperate for a notable opponent? Possibly. Do they think Luis Ortiz is worth more than Jarrell Miller? Possibly. Do they think they can just get a better deal out of Eddie Hearn? Possibly. So let's explore those three options. In this article it does say that Eddie Hearn is still going to give another counter offer to Luis Ortiz before finalising an opponent next week. I'm sure the other opponents are training regardless, just in case they get the call. And by the sounds of it, that's Michael Hunter and Andrew Ruiz Jr. I do see Don King has come out and said that Trevor Bryan is ready to face Anthony Joshua, but he hasn't been in the conversation really. He's just been there, ready just in case, as the WBA interim champion. So it's possible they think they can get a better deal out of it, so we'll wait and see. But myself, I don't expect they're going to get too much more. They might get a $6.5 million offer, but I don't see Eddie Hearn going any higher than that. Reason being, I don't think Luis Ortiz is any better opponent than Jarrell Miller. Why, you say? Well, Jarrell Miller has beaten faded contender level guys as his best wins, like Johan Dorper, like Marius Vuk, like Gerald Washington, even Thomas Ademic, but he's slightly lower level. Luis Ortiz, on that level, has beaten Bryant Jennings. I don't think he could put Tony Thompson and Dave Allen on that same level. They're kind of a level below, like Thomas Ademic. Therefore, Jarrell Miller has a better resume. But Jarrell Miller is also unbeaten. So, Luis Ortiz has a loss. He has a best win that's equivalent to 3 of Jarrell Miller's opponents. So, why should he get paid any more than Jarrell Miller? There's also the fact that Jarrell Miller is actually signed to DAZN, whereas Luis Ortiz is not. So it makes sense that Jarrell Miller will get that extra bit of benefit for being signed to the network that's running the fight. Those are my two reasons. Now there is another reason there that Luis Ortiz possibly isn't going to take this fight, even if his counteroffer is somewhat satisfactory. It's been talked about that PBC have Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder 2 pretty much set up for September. It baffles me why Luis Ortiz would want that fight over the Anthony Joshua fight, considering he only got paid $500,000 for his last fight against Deontay Wilder. It's likely that it would be pay-per-view if it was made. At best, he might make $1 million out of it, in my opinion. Why would he do better when it's a rematch of a fight that he got knocked the fuck out in? He will earn, well, he should earn less, but he will probably earn more, but I don't think it'll be anywhere near $5 million. For me, it makes no sense. While why Luis Ortiz isn't jumping on this fight. I mean, the dude's 40 years old. How many opportunities is he going to get to fight for 3 world titles? Possibly only 2, I might add, actually, because he's still under suspension for the WBA. That's why he's not in their ranking still. And for those of you who don't know, Luis Ortiz, when he popped dirty for his blood pressure medication, the WBA suspended him for 3 years, but he's eligible to have his suspension lifted after 12 months on request and after being tested regularly by VADA. So we will see, possibly, if the fight gets made, whether he's going to be able to fight for that WBA belt. But anyway, like I said, he needs to take an opportunity like this because he's 40 years old. The next time he takes a loss, if he loses to Deontay Wilder again, that's it for title shots for Luis Ortiz. That's it, all over and done with. Nobody's going to go near a fighter that's over 40 years old with 2 losses. For me, it makes the most sense to take a fight against Anthony Joshua. Maybe they will take it on this counter offer, but I don't think Luis Ortiz is being realistic if he's asking for $10 million. I mean, for God's sake, Deontay Wilder hasn't made that much in a fight, so forget about it. We will see. I think if it doesn't happen, I think Andy Ruiz is going to be the opponent. I still think that's a bloody good fight. A real good fight. But fingers crossed that Al Heyman doesn't want to turn around and try and make Andy Ruiz turn it down as well and try and save him for Wilder down the track. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let us know your opinion. Is Luis Ortiz mad turning down $5 million? Is $5 million a, quote, lowball offer? Unquote. Let me know. Looking forward to your comments. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give me the thumbs up if you have enjoyed. Big Boys Boxing, we out. See you.